Hey, what's up? Welcome to another episode of Cold Red, where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm your host, the Playmaker, and I got a very, very special guest in the building. PhillyFlyBoy, what's
What's
up?
up, big baby?
Hey, man, it's good to have you here. I got some very in-depth questions. You ready?
Oh, it's always ready. Let's get it.
Okay, let's get right to it then. Philly, let's talk about the humble beginnings. I remember when you used to rap. Let's talk about those days.
So, this is something I talk about a lot. It's just essentially when you're younger, there's so many different assets and different positions and plays you can do and different directions that you can take, especially in the entertainment industry. You can literally, there's 100 different jobs from marketing, running the studio, being an artist. And for me, I've always been a big firm believer that you got to kind of dabble in order to figure things out. So that was kind of what I did. I mean, I liked doing certain things. I liked making music, but I liked running the studio too. I liked marketing the artists because I did art. I was like the mixtape guy back in the day. I used to do the mixtape covers. I mean, y'all know I was the mixtape buddy. That was back when like album covers like meant something.
Yeah.
And so I've always kind of stayed true to that. You got to dabble a little bit within your industry and even outside of it. Because how you going to know? It's just like a kid with food, right? A kid be like, I don't like this. You ever had it before? No. How the hell you going to tell me you don't like something when you ain't even tried it yet? So that was kind of my approach to the game. So I was doing writing. A lot of the times I was doing writing and I would demo it and then I like it better than the person that I demoed it for. Like I kind of did it better than they did, in I guess for lack of a better term. So I'll be, oh, well, fuck it. I'm going to use it for myself. That's kind of how that came about. And then I started recording, doing the studio stuff, the marketing, all that stuff combined. So that was kind of how I started kind of navigating where my focus was going to be within the industry.
So it wasn't enough hours in a day really for you to kind of master everything that you were trying to accomplish.
I'm ADHD, dog. I can do 50 things in a day.
Okay.
So and this is kind of, a lot of the reason too why I became who I was, because I was doing so much. Like my workload has always been ridiculous, but I'm the kind of guy, like if I sit down, like I have such a hard time enjoying things if I'm like sitting still. I get nervous. I get anxious. I'm like, shit, even now being in the game 15, 20 years, like I have to like force myself to sit down and chill out, which is, something I've had to learn over the years. So, I mean, yeah, not a lot of hours in a day, but I would maximize them hours.
So what made you ultimately choose one lane, and that's to just pick up the camera and begin shooting?
So I was already doing photos, and this was like pre the days of like affordable cameras. This was like when cameras were expensive. And digital cameras, photo cameras had just came out. It was like a 2 megapixel, like nothing cameras were the big dogs, which is crazy now because shit's is 50, 100, all crazy megapixels. But I remember a friend of mine had a digital camera, and that was like a mind blowing enhancement for us because we're like, damn, going to digital from, having to go get your pictures developed and doing all that kind of stuff. So I was doing the photos, and literally like one of the things, just like, like how everybody in the industry is doing, they're looking for an edge. They're looking for a way to kind of one up the competition or at least stand out from the crowd. And at the time, this is when music videos were like, if you had $1 million, unless you had $1 million, you weren't getting a music video. But I'm always like the finesse guy, like, okay, how we figure this out? What do we got to do? Da, da, da. And I had a record label at the time. And we all kind of kept talking about we need a music video. We need to do music videos because at the time, like I said, no one had music videos. So we knew if we did them, even if they weren't the best in the world, we still would stand out because nobody had them at that time. So when I'd messed with VHS cameras, which ironically, like we thought they were trash, and now people are using them again in videos, which is like the craziest thing to me. But we had used a news camera from one of my friend's dads. We were using VHS, and then digital video cameras became a little bit more accessible.
Okay.
And I remember Stan Perry from Milwaukee was like one of the first guys to have that, like the Canon 7D. And that was like the game changer. And then the 5D Mark II, same thing. So it was like the 5D was the super game changer because it looked good. And it was like $2,500, which prior to that, a good looking camera would be like 30 grand. You know, it was just way outside of anyone's budget, or even the rent at that. I mean, the rental would probably have been $2,500 for a day. Okay. So I remember Stan got that camera and I was like, yo, that's what we need. So we literally put all our bread together. Boom, grabbed a camera, started shooting like everything, like every song we had going crazy, and really not just like pull up and shoot videos. Like we were setting them up. We were getting scenes. We were getting extras. We were really trying to, really all we did was watch like the box and MTV and everything and really just try to emulate our version of big budget music videos. Although we couldn't make it exactly the same, we kind of were taking notes like, okay, there's people in the background. There's a low angle here that he's driving right here. So I just started emulating what I seen on TV and the stuff that I liked. Although they weren't up to that standard, they showed a little bit more, you know what I'm saying, a little more sauce than like a regular street video.
Right.
And that's really like overnight things started changing. Like people started calling me, asking for videos. And I said no to videos for years.
Wow.
I mean, this was when I was probably like 17, 18.
Okay.
So it was like, I would say no because it was our, you know what I'm saying? Like it was the Milwaukee shit. Like, no, that's our shit.
Right.
We're the best in the city. I didn't think on a big scale at that time. I was on the Milwaukee mindset shit. And I remember when I started going out of town and I'm like, dog, don't nobody even know what Milwaukee is. Why am I competing with Milwaukee? Right. I'm competing with everybody else. So let me open the opportunity. If people hit me for a video, I'm going to entertain it. Yeah. So boom, people start hitting me. And I started saying, start linking up with people. And this was like South Side. We're on the South Side. White dudes, Hispanic dudes, like one or two black dudes, but mainly Hispanic dudes and white dudes. And you know how the city is. Yeah. And I remember like, you know, the black clubs were the black clubs. We had Latin clubs, white clubs, and it was like that. There was no crossing over. And I always hooped. So I knew half of the North Side already. So I knew a lot of the music guys, and then one of the guys on my label was cousins with Ray Rizzy. Like half the city's cousins was Ray Rizzy. Right.
Shout out Ray Rizzy.
And you know, Rizzy, like the most, fuck it, let's do it kind of dude ever. Yeah. So I remember he brought Rizzy over to my house, and that was like what changed everything because Rizzy kind of cracked the divide. You know what I'm saying? Like he crossed the viaduct. You know what I'm saying? So when he came over there, we did like 4 records. Like he just laying down verses, boom, boom, boom. And we put out mixtapes and we were printing up stuff and Rizzy's on it. And then we would start performing that stuff and inviting Rizzy. So Rizzy's now over on the South Side in Latin clubs and we in gang clubs, we in all kinds of stuff. And everybody was cool. Yeah. Like, because I brought Rizzy. I already knew all the guys at the club. Like this is like, feels like a lifetime ago, but I was in, you know, with all the 2-1s and all the street dudes and all that shit. So it's like we were real good over there. Right. So when Rizzy came through and he's all love, boom, they were good. So then I started taking all these Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Indian dudes, like, you know what I'm saying? Like we start going to the North Side. We start going to Questions. We start going like all over the place. And it was like like Jesus walked in this bitch. Okay. The way we got looked at. We come in 30 deep, 30 Puerto Ricans in Questions. Motherfuckers are like, oh shit, like something's about to crack the fuck off. Right. Then Rizzy on the mic, yo, da-da-da, boom. Everyone's like, oh shit. You know what I'm saying? Then he introducing us to everybody. We're getting to know everybody. And it was like you know what I'm saying? Like you saw especially in the city being so segregated, you saw 2 cultures just come together.
Oh, that had to be beautiful.
Yeah, it was an amazing thing. And I mean, if you know the city, Latin dudes don't fuck with the North Side. North Side dudes don't fuck with the South Side. Right. Up until that point.
That was the turning point.
We done brought the whole city together, and it was all love, no issues. Everybody respected everybody, and it was really all about the music. Everybody was really there just supporting the music. Okay. So that was, you know, that was a huge, huge turning point. New Styles hopped on that because New Styles, we started doing stuff with him. We started doing stuff with like literally the whole city. Okay. Because you know, it's like one of those things where like it's a standoff, like everybody looking at each other, and then all of a sudden Rizzy like, yo, we
The
all,
music
and
drop.
then all of a sudden, like everybody, you could just feel the energy. And then ever since that first time we went to questions, it was like everything started intermingling.
We talked about big budget films. You mentioned that earlier in the conversation. As the industry continues to evolve and the technology gets better, how do you adapt by still using the big cameras versus the people who found a way to make it happen with iPhones?
I mean, so I was just talking to an artist about this the other day, and he was like, yo, you think it still makes sense to shoot music videos, or should I just do TikTok, or should I just do this or do that? And I said, it's really a hybrid now. Like if you pay for a music video, use that music video as a social media thing too. Set up, do like the mic drop thing or do your dance or do whatever it is on set so it looks big because you got lights, you got people, you got locations. So even your TikToks are going to crack the fuck off because now it looks a little bit more official. It stands out. It looks a little bit more produced on your TikTok. It's still a TikTok video, still raw off the camera, but now you got lights, you got people, cars, whatever you know what I'm saying? So if you hybrid it and put those things together and then just finding a way to keep those budgets within reason. A lot of guys I know, they move up to $10, $15, $30,000 music videos and they can't do anything but that.
Right.
They don't know how to function without like a team of 10 guys, and they stop, evolving as far as like, they just want to sit in the director's chair and watch. And this ain't no disrespect, but it's just what I've seen. And then as prices fluctuate and the bigger budgets have gone down, they're kind of like looking to transition out of this shit and they're kind of scrambling to look for stuff. Some people it works out, they transition, some not, they just say, I'm out. Like I can't do this anymore. So staying flexible in that space, making sure you're up on all the gear, because at the end of the day, like, I shoot the fuck out of some shit with the iPhone. I use my iPhone all the time.
Okay.
So it's like just knowing how to make, different things shake and staying on top of stuff. And then just understanding what it is. You know what I'm saying? Like, okay, if you can't, like my father always says, like, shit ain't worth nothing unless someone's willing to pay for it.
Absolutely.
Right? So my pop always told me that. And when I was younger, I had no idea what the fuck he was talking about. And he would always say that. And as I got older and started selling and moving stuff and doing stuff
Make
like
all the sense in the world.
Like, okay, I keep saying this is $5,000, but nobody's giving me $5,000 for it. I guess this shit ain't worth $5,000. So that's basically it, and you gotta do what's right for you. And at the end of the day, there's a lot of finessing going on. Like with me, I never just try to do one thing at a time. So if I go to Atlanta for 4 days, I'm trying to do something each 4 days to make the trip worth it. Mm-hmm. If I can do 4 smaller budget videos, the trip's worth it. Now, if I'm just trying to wait on a big budget or a medium budget, then it might not be worth me going down there for. So it's about, expanding your network, hitting people with the plays. Yo, I'm going to be in Atlanta, 2 weeks before you get down there, start hitting up everybody the networking, letting people know, hey, I'm already there. I got a Friday open. What's up? Blah, blah, blah. Like, you can't expect people to always come to you. At my stage in the game, I got 1,000 credentials. Mm-hmm. And people call me all the time. And I still, if I'm going to Miami, I hit every person that's ever hit me. I take a list. If someone hits me and says, hey, bro, I want to shoot in Miami in a couple months, I'll write it down on a list. Boom. Miami, couple months, couple months, boom. So then when I got something booked already, I hit everybody on that list. Hey, bro, I'm going to be in Miami. Hey, bro, I'm going to be in Miami. Boom, boom, boom. Mm-hmm. And I'll usually be able to line up 2 or 3. So even if they're all lower budgets, that 2 or 3 stacked up, then it makes sense.
Okay. Now, you work with a lot of major artists, brands, and now you're stepping into film. What's one behind the scenes moment that completely changed how you approach directing, regardless of the format?
So I kind of, Tip started directing, he kind of jumped into the director's lane, and it was kind of weird because like he wanted to direct and people just assumed that he was like a full-fledged director, right? So they kind of like just looked to him like, yo, what's up? You know what I'm saying? Like not knowing that he was just coming into this space. Even though he had really no credentials under his belt for being a director, because he was T.I., like people treated him like T.I. instead of treating him like a new director and knowing they had to kind of fill in the blanks and help out and stuff like that. So he basically would have me around and I would fill in the blanks for him. I mean, Tip's not dumb. He knows a lot of shit, but there's a lot of intricate stuff when it comes to just even terminology. On set, there's a lot of terminology that's used that it took me years to figure out. Someone would be like, yo, grab a stinger. I'm like, what the fuck is a stinger? It's a power cord. It's an extension cord. Why do you call it a stinger? That's what they call it on set. You know what I'm saying? Like, what is the grip guy? The grip guy is this. And what does the gaffer mean? All this shit. I didn't know what any of this shit was. And when I was coming up, there was no, social media and internet and stuff. Like, it wasn't as resourceful as it is now. So you'd have to look like an idiot and ask somebody like, hey, bro, they asked for a grip on set. What the fuck is that? I feel like an asshole. So when I started doing the directing stuff with Tip, it was kind of like it was a hybrid situation because I'm teaching and I'm directing. So I'm basically co-directing with Tip, but I'm also teaching as I go. So it's like a 2-part thing. So I had to kind of but I want to make sure that, Tip, people don't look like I'm running the show. So it's like I had to play that balance with at first, and Tip learns you give him one run at something, he's going to pick it up quick. So I knew it's not going to take him long. I'm not going to have to spoon feed him. I just got to literally fill in the blanks, watch his back, make sure he's doing everything that he need to do. So that hybrid situation of me directing and kind of, filling in the blanks for Tip was one of those moments where I'm like, okay, I can't always assume that everybody knows everything. And if I want to get my best vision and I want to get what I get out of people, sometimes I got to go at it 2 ways. Technically, saying all the right terminology, and then lamest terms. Because that's basically what I would do. I would be like, yo, I need da-da-da, I need this, that, the other thing. I'd be like, okay, so I just asked Buddy for the, so we got the light on, and then we do a little, hair light on the back. So, I'm saying it how it's supposed to be said to some of these guys, and then I would explain the Tip in lamest terms, and then he'd pick up on it.
But those are seasoned stage handlers, right?
Yes.
Okay. So how do you adapt with the people that you are forced to work with in a learning stage?
So I don't really, to be honest with you, I've been such a minimal amount of team, and I don't work with a lot of people.
Okay.
And when I came into directing movies, you kind of have to work with people. Like, you can't do a movie by yourself. I mean, you could, but it's not like how a music video is. In the music video world, I'd keep crew 1, 2, 3 guys plus me. So 3 people, including me. Like, that's it. And then when I got on the movies, like I said, I'm telling Tip this, and I'm like, yo, I don't know if everybody on set knows this shit either. I'm just assuming, since I'm on a set working with other people, everybody knows everything. So the same way I was breaking it down for Tip, I would literally go to the different positions of people and kind of gauge what they knew and what they didn't. And you would find people that were green as hell. And for me, I mean, I was the greenest of green. I'm coming from Milwaukee. We have 0 video production here, like how they do in big cities. So, I mean, I always come at it from a teaching standpoint. I'm not judging you. I'm not whatever, but I'll say what I technically mean, and then I follow up with the lamest terms. So that changed my not assuming that everybody knows everything. You know what I'm saying? And you get a better product like that, because then people are like, oh shit, okay, I know exactly what to do. Boom. And you see it. You see people react to that when you come with the technical. Some guys, boom, you see they've been doing this shit. Then you can tell the other motherfuckers, they're like how I was, like, what the fuck did he just say? You know what I'm saying? Like, I come over with the lamest term because I don't want them to look stupid. So I pull them to the side. Hey bro, I'm trying to do this. And then you get what you want.
Okay. Let me ask you another question. On site, you mentioned navigating chaos on $1 million sets. What's one insane situation that almost derailed the shoot, and how did you pull it all back together?
Gun being pulled out on set over a big ass fight of a set that was a closed set. So it was a closed set. There's security there. You'd think we're good. Like, you would totally think we're good. Some random dude came with somebody else, the third party buddy, and he came in, and apparently somebody there from a long ass time ago. The story was that this was some way long ago beef, and he had never seen dude. And they get into it, and they get to fucking fighting. Buddy's getting a little scraped up, and he pulls a strap. And I'm talking about, bro, we're in a confined space. We're inside of a film studio. So the space is probably 20 by 30 feet. So, I mean, he let that thing go, and we got 40 people in there. So, and I'm not going to name the artists that were there, because it wasn't it didn't have anything to do with them. It was like friends of a friend, people just allowing whoever in there. And that shit cleared out. Like motherfuckers are flying through the back door. Motherfuckers are falling all over the ground. Like you can imagine. I mean, we're talking point blank range with a pistol and everybody burns off. I'm running through the back of this warehouse. Shit's pitch black. I'm running into cars, falling, busting my shit. So boom, I guess the buddy who brought the gun got dude to chill out. They got him out of there. And, you know, we chilled for a second and then came back in and finished it. And it was 2 days of 15-hour days. And we were on day 2, like hour 13. So motherfuckers are burning the fuck out, but we're so far in the process, like we have to get it done. So we cleared that bitch out. Everybody had to leave. Just the artist stayed and we finished out the last 2 hours.
So how did you avoid situations like that? What lesson did you learn that you implemented in the whole process?
Close set always.
Always
I don't
close set.
care. And don't like a lot of people. I already, so many people ask me, hey, can I come to set? And the thing about it is like, oh, I just want to learn. I just want to shadow you and all this other shit. And it's not even about like beef and guns and all that shit, but like just them kind of roaching. And when I say roaching, I mean like bugging the artists and trying to give them their business card and annoying, you know, the extras or like being in the way. All that shit makes me look bad. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I learned that on a grand scale with the buddy with the gun that like, yo, this shit, if he would have shot in this thing, like we'd be on TMZ, like we have big artists in there. It was like big name artists. It would have been a wrap. I'd have looked bad. I'm the director in there and this is this and so it's like, fuck your feelings. No one's allowed in.
Okay.
And when people, you know how people always, you know, borrow you money and you be like, bro, I don't even borrow money no more. And you just hit them with the, bro, I got burned. I got burned 5 G's. I'm not doing it no more. Boom. That was my perfect example for not letting people on. Okay. So it was a blessing in the way that I was able to leverage it. I said, hey, bro, I had a situation. I have no more people on sets. No offense to you. Cause otherwise people be, oh man, what you mean, bro? I'm me. I'm cool. You know, and I'm like, bro, it had nothing to do with you. Like we had an incident. Shit almost went bad. No more people on set.
Okay. Let me ask you, cause I know the world want to know, coming from Milwaukee, what was PhillyFlyBoy's breakthrough moment?
So this kind of plays into what I tell people too. It's like, you know, 1,000 small moves turned into like 500 medium moves, turned into 100 large moves, turned into one big ass move. So, you know, when you talk about the big play or the breakout and all that other stuff, to get to that level, unless you got some crazy like lottery luck, you know, it's compounding the plays, you know? So it was years of me doing little buddy shit and then trying to find a way to get to the next level. Networking, This is pre-social media too. Like I was like you, I would send out press packs. I would print out press packs, send them to people with DVDs of what I could do. Never got one response. I probably spent thousands of dollars on that shit.
Yeah.
Never got hit back one time. Cause that was before like little directors like me were even considered like, bro, the fuck out of here. We're not going to let you shoot no shit. And then the industry changed. But I shot for 8-9 years locally before I even had anything outside the city. So you got 8-9 years under my belt shooting in the city, but I'm refining, fine tuning, making shit pop, and then started traveling with the artists that were on my label. They started reaching out to people, DJs, different stuff. So we started going to LA, started going to New York, started going to Miami to do stuff for them. And when I was with them, they would get features from artists and they would be around other artists and they would see the videos and then boom, they'd be like, yo, who shoots the videos? Or they did the feature with one of my artists. I'd shoot that video. Of course, they're going to see that because that's whatever. And they would be like, yo, they'd follow up. Hey, bro, you can shoot a couple for me. So then that was the medium moves. And then really probably the biggest transition, like play ever. I was filming with my artist from Milwaukee. His name was Talent. He linked with a DJ named DJ Woogie in the East Coast. Woogie was working with Trae Tha Truth at the time from Houston. They did a record together. I shot the video. Now, this was the first time we ever had like a bigger name artist as a feature. So we go crazy with Talent's part of the video. Like we pulled every resource we could find. We went like, dog, we're spending our own money. Everyone's throwing in, you know, everyone put your money in the pot. We renting lights, we're renting cars, we're fucking going crazy. We shot the craziest shit we've ever shot. And then I go to shoot Trae in New York, and he's got a show at SOBs that night with Jada, French, couple of, you know, this is back in the day, like on SOBs is like, if you know SOBs in New York, it's like the rave, but like smaller, but like, it's like a rite of passage to be at SOBs. So that he's like, yo, come to New York. I got SOBs. We can shoot real quick, and then I got to do my show, and you come with me to the show. You know, Jada, everybody. I'm like, oh shit, that's a bet. So I'm thinking like New York, we about to shoot some crazy out in the city shit. Like I'm coming up with all these game plans. Trae tells me where to meet him at the hotel. I'm like, bet. I go there like an hour early. I'm scouting locations, dog. I'm thinking of everything. Okay, let's do this. Let's do that. I walk into the hotel to meet Trae. I'm like, hey, bro, like, we got to go a block away. We're going to be right here. We'll do the city. I got a skyline, the whole shit. Dude's like, nah, bro, we're going to shoot it here in the lobby. And I'm like, what you mean the lobby, bro? Like, of this hotel? And it wasn't like a trap hotel, but that motherfucker was about $68 a night. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, dog, like, I'm like, Trae, we in New York, bro. But now this is the first time I ever met Trae. And this is like, Trae's evolved a lot now. When you see Trae Tha Truth of today to when I met Trae was like not the dude you want to fuck with at all. Not that you can fuck with him now, but I'm saying like he gave that aura of like, don't even look at this dude the wrong way. He come in, he got big gold bracelets on, gold teeth, you know what I'm saying? Big ass oversized jersey, like super rapper shit. So I'm like, little buddy ass director, this is my first shit. And I'm like, yo, like, he's like, yeah, no. And he's short with the words. Nah, bro, we shoot it right here. And I'm like, nah, I'm saying, bro, like, we just go outside. We in New York, bro, we get a little crazy. Nah, bro, I got things to do. I'm just going to do it right here. And I'm like, dog, we just shot the craziest video. So this worked out actually in my favor. So I find it, you know, anything I can, I shoot the best I can shoot. And then I got some pretty decent shit. And I came back to the crib, tell the guys about what happened. They're like, dog, what the fuck? We shot the most craziest shit. So I edit it, send it to DJ Woogie. He sends it to Trae. I get a call like 15 minutes later from Trae. Hey, fool, why the hell talent shit looks so fire? Why my shit looks so regular? I said, bro, I told you what we shot. We went crazy for dude shit. You want to shoot in the damn hotel lobby. And he's like, all right, that's what's up. He's like, you come shoot some videos with me? Trae don't talk a lot. So I'm like, okay, should I ask him like details or like whatever? And I'm like, so when you need me, he's like ASAP. I'm like, okay, what the fuck does that mean? Today, tomorrow, whatever? He's like, yeah, come tomorrow. And I'm like, all right, bet. I have no idea. I don't really even know Trae that well, like as an artist either, because he was real big in Houston at the time, but I'm way up here in Milwaukee. We didn't know Trae like that. We knew of him, but like I didn't know you know what I'm saying? Like it would be like someone from Houston knowing about Cuckoo Cal. They wouldn't really know, you know, how, yeah, we heard his record, but like we don't really know what the vibe is. So I go, and I remember I got out, it's like it's like July, like 2,000 degrees in Houston. I had to wake up at the 4 a.m. flight. I got a wife beater on, hooping shorts, and sandals on some pure white boy shit. And I got my suitcase and my shit. And in my mind, because I'd never really done this shit at this point, I'd never really shot for anybody big or, you know, flown into a city to shoot some shit. This was all new to me. So I think like, okay, I'll get there. I'll hit the hotel, shower up, get situated. Then we'll go shoot a video. I get off the plane. I hit Trae like, yo, you know what I'm saying? Da-da-da. He's like, all right, cool. My driver's there. He gonna bring you to me. And I'm like, okay, cool. Like, I just got to change up clothes on. He's like, nah, they waiting on you right now. I'm like, who the fuck is they waiting on me? He's like, I got everybody out here. We about to shoot. And I'm like, dog, well, let me change in the car then. So I'm waiting for my luggage. Now I have my backpack that has all my gear, but I'm waiting for the luggage. Luggage ain't coming up. Trae calling me, sweating me. I'm like, bro, I'm just waiting for this luggage. I got people waiting. Come on, bro. And I go to the lady and she was like, yeah, they left a bunch of luggage back in Nashville or wherever I had to lay over there. Like some got fucked up. There's a bunch of luggage. So I don't have my luggage. So I'm in a wife beater, hooping shorts, and sandals. And this is like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know how you like, I like had a whole outfit that I was going to wear, you know what I'm saying? Try to be the cool director and shit. So I go to Trae And he's like, what the fuck you wearing? I'm like, bro, my luggage got lost. I thought I was going to be able to go to the hotel, da, da, da. He's got 180 people out in this parking lot in the middle of Houston, and it's 2,000 degrees out. Dog, I'm talking about ABN shirts. That's this shit, asshole by nature. 200 people. A big ass warehouse filled with another 200 people. We're going to shoot outside and we're going to go inside. So I'm like, okay, bet. I'm going to shoot this shit real quick and keep it moving. Dog, that first day, we shot 4 videos. I got there at like 10 in the morning. We shot till like 4 in the morning. Just back to back to back. Freeway was there. The rapper Freeway was there. He came in for a feature. Multiple different Houston artists were on these records. Like, dog, and I literally did not stop shooting from like 10 a.m. And I'm in the Sandals. I got pictures of me and Freeway, like my arm around Freeway, and I'm in a fucking white tee. I'd bought a white tee at this point at the gas station because the beater got sweated out. Threw on a white tee, but I got sandals on in this warehouse. I got the picture of me in sandals chilling with Trae and all these guys. Never met these dudes ever. I'm looking like the most superest white boy ever in the sandals with the white tee from the gas station, shooting 16 hours. I remember I went to the hotel and like fucking fell asleep for 3 days and got up and went home. And that was the big break, because when we did that with Trae was like, hey, bro, if you fuck with me and stay true to me and loyal to me and shit, he's like, I'll make sure you get with everybody. And I was like, you know how this shit goes, the big cap shit. But I didn't really know Trae. Little did I know, Trae's like the most realest dude in the world. So within 6 months of me doing that first run of videos with Trae, within probably 6 months, and at this time I'd already shot 10 more with Trae. Within 6 months of me meeting Trae, I shot with Kendrick, J. Cole, Ludacris, T.I., fuck everybody, dog. Wiz Khalifa, and on some crazy shit. I'm in the studio just watching Wiz record his albums, like hanging out with Kendrick, just me and Kendrick, like literally met with Kendrick out in Watts and just shooting with him in the neighborhood pre him being the guy. Like, he wasn't Kendrick Lamar at that time.
It was K-Dot, huh?
Yeah, it was like Lil Buddy. Like, it's just me and him in the neighborhood shooting like shit on the street corner, and no one gives a fuck. Like, that kind of shit. That was all within like 6 months of meeting Trae.
Man, that's crazy.
So now the caveat is I've been prepping for 8-9 years at this point of getting to it. So when Trae put me in full activation mode, I was already running. I didn't need to get ready. I had to adapt to this new environment that I'm in, of flying in and doing this crazy shit. But outside of that, like, the work, how I worked was already, it was curtains, because Trae is a maniac with the work, and he met his match, because me and him
I guess the cliche is true. If you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready.
Tip always say that. Tip always say, hey man, hey partner, you ain't got to get ready, you stay ready. And in my mind, I'm like, shit, it's so simple. It sounds simple.
Yeah.
But it's like, yo, if you're already in mode and you're doing what you're supposed to do.
But you're supposed to show up to work.
But if you're working without you getting paid, like what I was doing for 8 years without getting paid, when the times to get paid and they need you to run 100 miles per hour, you already been sprinting at 75 miles per hour. You just turn up the speed a little bit. Other than that, you're good.
Yeah, I get that. Man, it's crazy how you've evolved, man, from music videos into narrating film. What storytelling instinct from music videos still influence your directing style in movies today?
So the hybrid between the two things, I took and used music videos to learn movies. I started implementing storylines. Some of my people in Miami, Florida Film House, I did some stuff with them, music video wise. They're film guys. So the first thing they wanted to do was, let's make it a mini film. And I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing. They're like, we got you. So they gave me the ropes on that. So I was able to do it on like a micro level, where it was a music video. I knew how to do all that, but then they were showing me how to write stories and put together scenes and add actors and all this kind of stuff. So that's how I kind of learned that side of the industry. And then when I jumped over into movies, I'm taking a lot of things that I pulled in music videos, shot selection, different ways of shooting, different setups, camera setups, non-traditional stuff that you don't see in movies. Not going too crazy, but taking non-traditional things that I do in music videos that look really dope, and using those kind of camera angles and using those kind of lenses and different things that I would implement in a music video into the movies to give it just that little razzle dazzle.
Okay.
And like a lot of guys that go from music video into film, the whole shit looks like a music video, right? And I've seen people do that, and I've watched, you know what I'm saying, where they've made, you see a movie, it looks fire as hell, but they're more worried about how the thing's shot, you know, with a crazy angle or some ridiculous lighting or some whatever shit, and they don't really worry about the story and the editing as much. So I saw people make that mistake as a video director. So what I do is I just find that hybrid. I just give it just a little bit of seasoning.
Okay.
You ain't gotta, you know what I'm saying? The thing's already seasoned up. It's already got the good season. Just hit it with that, you know what I'm saying? And that's really what I've done. I take a little bit of that, my music video world, and add a little sauce into the movie world. So they kind of like, it was crazy because I crossed over, you know what I'm saying? I brought into the movies over into it. And now I'm kind of bringing, you know, with the movies, I'm finding that little balance, you know?
Okay. Man, this is a two-part question. You've worked with so many big name artists, and you stood behind the camera and put together some real classic videos. But recently, you did something very iconic. You shot the Isley Brothers.
Yeah.
I watched a few clips on you doing that, and there's a rhythm and tone to your work that feels distinct. What do you look for in a project before you say, I need to direct that? And was that one of them projects?
I mean, you can't love every single thing you do unless you're rich and you can really cherry pick shit. I've gotten to a point in my career where I have a little bit more control of what I want to do and what I don't want to do. And for me, 100%, if when I hear about it or I find out about it, if immediately my brain don't kick in and start coming up with ideas and concepts, it ain't for me. Now, the way my bank account's set up, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes I take things and I'll still be able to figure it out and come up with something creative, but it might take me a couple of days. When something takes me a couple of days or even a week to get that snap, and it happens all the time, like out of nowhere, even if something's been a week, I'll be driving by something and boom, I'll see something, oh, there it is, boom, and now it comes together real fast. But the shit that I really love, it hits like that. Now, obviously, that can be influenced by the artists themselves, like Isley Brothers. I mean, come on, you know. And ironically, Ron Isley's born on my birthday, and we found that out.
Crazy.
Yeah, well, we found that out while we were filming.
I mean, that's a one in a lifetime move.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about in that situation, like when I'm around guys like that, I don't never get nervous, but I have for like the OG guys that I respect and look up to that, it's more of a higher respect factor. You know what I'm saying? Just making sure that, you know, I have that full, like as much as respect as possible is seeping through how I talk, how I act and everything like that. Like even to certain things, like if, you know, I won't swear around them. Like, you know, you watch your mouth a little bit, you know, it's things like that. When I'm around those kind of iconic people that are older, the level of respect, this is kind of how I was raised too, but instead of getting nervous, I just ramp the respect level up. You know,
we're talking about legends, man.
Yeah, I mean, you can't, I mean, the Isleys, I mean, and not only that, like, yo, the Isleys have been popping for 40 years and they're still relevant. They're still doing things. Ron, obviously the most active out of everybody, but to be around somebody like Ron, it was crazy because you don't know what you're going to expect, right? He's an older dude. He's been around forever. Like, you know, I gotta find out what I can do. Like, can I ask you to do some extra shit? Can I have you come over here? Can I do all these things? I gotta kind of feel it out in real time. And like Ron, the craziest thing is Ron was probably one of the top 5 people I worked with as far as enjoyable, funny, joking around, down to do everything. Like kept it player, kept it light, like never, it was never tense on set. He was always open to doing things. If there was anything that he might not want to do, he'd give you like a version of it. Like, well, I don't know if I want to go over here so much. Maybe I'll stay here, but I'll stand up. You know, he'll give you, like, he's willing to work with you. He respected me too, because I'd never met him before.
Right.
So he didn't say, oh, who is this dude?
Right.
And just, he was funny too.
Well, I guess you had to be somebody to be there. So it wasn't no need to question that.
True and not true. I've had situations specifically, and artists have come up to me where I'm in a situation. I'm there with another bigger artist, and they're a feature or whatever, and they're like, I've had a big name artist come up to me and be like, "Dog, who the fuck you? Who you shoot with?" And I'm like, what? Bitch, I'm here. Like, what you
Right.
mean who I should? This ain't no damn LinkedIn interview, motherfucker. You got me fucked up. And like, I'm like, what do you mean? Like, I've literally been taken like a couple times where a feature artist literally came and asked me like, yo, bro, who are you? Like, who do you film with? Who are you a part of type shit? And I'm like, dog.
Was that before the name or?
Nah, that's in the middle of the name. Like,
But once they heard the name,
nah, like they knew who I was prior. Like cause you know what I'm saying? They're coming to this because another big artist has them on the video. This ain't like I invited them and then would walk up to me and like press me on who the fuck I am. When like the artist that brought me is right here, like what you trying to say? Like, is he a bozo? So you want to try to press me?
was it more like a press or
A press.
introduction?
A press.
Okay.
A press.
Okay.
A press. Like the first time it happened, and I'm not gonna say who the artist was, but definitely a press. And then so I'll tell you why it was a press, because when the people that I was with found out, because I'm not I'm not. He's pressing me. I'm not that guy. So in conversation, I kind of jokingly said it later that day. Like, dude's weird ass came up to me on some weird ass shit talking about that. Like, I'm just talking shit about it, not like saying it.
Right.
And they overheard it and were like, what'd you just say? What'd he do? And like shit went way left. Like they got on the phones and started pressing that whole, like that whole side of the situation. And I'm like, yo, like it was just some whatever shit. It all worked out, you know? And they weren't fucking with that. Like the people I was with, they were not.
As they should. You know what I mean? We talked about long work days that you had with Trae Tha Truth. We talked about 10 to 15 hour days. And then you may shoot the Isley Brothers, which may have been a day of shooting.
Yeah.
But most creators don't talk about the downtime between big projects like that. What's your mental or creative process when you're not on set, and how do you stay sharp?
So, like I mentioned earlier in the conversation, I've always been like I gotta stay busy to stay active. So I almost kind of overload myself with work a lot of times, and to put myself in a position of like pressure. I work really good under pressure. So if I don't have that pressure, if you give me a week to do something, I'll wait till the day before, and and it's not because I'm procrastinating or anything like that. I'll do better work in a jam. I'm sharper. I think better. I'm more creative. For whatever reason, that pressure creates diamonds for me. So I create pressure a lot of the times by stacking up shit and going like, how the fuck are you going to do 4 different shoots this week and then be back home for 3 days to edit all 4 of these joints and whatever? I'm like, I'm going to figure it out. And I figure it out, I'll make it happen. And it's not stressful. Like, it's not stressful. I'm like, I'm Michael Jordan or Kobe is the thing that I'm not saying I'm Michael Jordan or Kobe, but how they,
well, in the film world, you just might be.
But I'm saying but Jordan would create false narratives that somebody was talking shit about him in order to play better, right? I create pressure because I know I work better under pressure than I do in a relaxed environment.
Well, I guess my next question to you was, how do you maintain quality time with your family?
Yeah. I'm getting better at that.
And get the jobs done.
Yeah. So keep it real with you. Like, I've been married like 8-9 years now. And the first couple years of my marriage, like, it was a problem. It was a major ass problem because I was dedicating everything to be Philly. And, just thinking like, oh, my girl knows what time it is. It's how she's been knowing me forever. She knows how I grind or whatever. And you know how women have their idea of what marriage is going to be like, right? And like, we dated over here. This is how it was when we dated. But now when we get married, it's going to be this. And I thought, you know how it was when we were dating, it's going to be the same way when we're married. So I didn't transit. It took me a little while. And me and my wife just had to work through it conversationally. And she had to bring it up because she's a G. She's cool with everything. So she ain't going to speak up about it. But you start noticing.
Well, I think when two people get together and you building yourself into becoming the PhillyFlyBoy we know today, right? You were becoming somebody that you had never been before.
Exactly.
So both of y'all was learning something new.
Yeah.
At that time.
Yeah.
So,
because right when we got married, that was when I was working full time with Tip and we lived in Atlanta. So it was like, for me, I'm like, yo, this is a big opportunity. I have to do 24/7 on this shit. You know what I'm saying? And you know, like the relationship was a secondary, sometimes a third. And I just had to learn how to, you know what I'm saying? Again, juggle that, make it more of a priority. It doesn't have to be, the biggest thing about it is I always felt like, you know, you had to go on like a full blown date for shit to count. And it's not even, it wasn't that. It was like, yo, give me 20 minutes. Let's sit down and talk. When you get home, let's sit on the couch and just watch a 30-minute show. It was small stuff. I'm thinking grandiose. And I'm like, I can't go out. I got shit to do. I got shit to edit. And once I learned that balance, you know, in the personal life, it doesn't always have to be 5 hours of hanging out with somebody. It could be a solid hour. Go for a walk. Go watch a show. Listen to some music. Just some quick shit, you know, and sprinkle that into the relationship. That's really when I learned that, and that was me growing as a man and learning, you know, the responsibilities of being a husband and stuff like that. So it was a learning curve. Cause bro, I'm like brainwashed with this shit. I just want to go more. Next move. And it's like, it can't be that. If you want to be alone and single and never have kids and never have a family, go 2000% all the time, or find a little bit of balance. And I just had to find that balance. I reeled it in. I still go crazy, but I reeled it in.
You're one of the few people that I've seen that took your team with you. A lot of the people that I see with you today saw with you when you were rapping. How does one keep that circle tight?
I mean, I've always been, since I was young, I've always had a really good sense of character of people, and it's been true throughout my life. I've had very, very minimal amount of people that ever fucked me over, that ever did anything wrong within the city, with outside the city, with everything. I'm a very good judge of character. I know who to allow to get into the circle. And you get tight with me, like, we're locked the fuck in. And not all my guys that be with me, because I do, my guys be in the videos, they be knowing Tib, they be over here, and I'm around a lot of the same guys 10, 15 years now. And none of these motherfuckers are have no video production skills. And I just had to show them how to do some shit. And I would tell them like, yo, bro, just act like you know what you're doing, bro. Like, you want to come to set, I'll get you some money. You come travel with me. Boom, I'll show you how to do some shit. If you don't know how to do some shit, just don't do it. Come over, ask me, and I'll come over there and show you type shit. So we were, you know what I'm saying? Like, I would hire a couple real buddies, and I had my guy with me, and it was so obvious. Cause they be asking him like, "Hey, bro, you know, like this the production shit, right? This motherfucker looking like, yo, bro."
I've been on a couple of your sets. I've seen it. Yeah. I've seen it in action.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell these motherfuckers are just my guys. But I mean, at the end of the day, when you're traveling that much and you're moving around as much as I do, like, I want people around me that like, fuck the trust on set. I need to trust you in real life.
Right, absolutely.
Because you never know the situation you could be in. Not necessarily bad, but good too. And like a second opinion and another set of eyes and other shit. All my guys are talented in some way, shape, or form. And I really try to find that talent. And I have. Like, you know, some of my guys are really good at managing people. Like, we never know that shit. But then when I put them in charge of some shit, I see them, they handling a crowd of 20 people. Hey, bro, you come over here. Hey, bro, do. And this is a street motherfucker that, you know what I'm saying? Right. Like, but he know how to talk with authority without getting disrespectful. He's a big ass dude. Motherfuckers respect him. But he's soft with the ladies.
Absolutely.
So, ladies, come on over here. Y'all looking beautiful. All right, cool. Come on. Hey, fellas, come on. Let's get on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, damn, this motherfucker running the whole shit over here.
Right.
And it's really because, you know, an ability they never had an opportunity to use before. And I'd find it, and then that was it. Once I found everybody's little thing. Boom, he's good at controlling the crowd. Boom, hey, you take care of that. My other guy, he know how to do this. Boom, you take care of that. But it would take time, but I'd rather put that time in on my own people and figure out their strengths and then lock in on that, and than I would with paying some random person to work with me. So everybody that's around me knows all my people. Where's Jose? Where's Big Chris? Where, you know what I'm saying? Where Corey at? Because they've been around me forever. It's almost like they look for these guys because there's friendships that happen, you know, and camaraderie and all this stuff. Because these guys have been around me for 15, 20 years. Like, Tip knows everybody. Everybody that I fuck with. Like, when I did the Kendrick Lamar video, my guy Jose was there. This motherfucker never done shit with production ever. And he just knows, he's that dude that can talk to anybody.
Right.
He talking to the police, making sure they ain't tripping. He talking to Kendrick and his manager, that was Top Dog, you know what I'm saying? Making sure they're straight, getting all okay, boom, 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 just working the room, just over there, you know what I'm saying? Like a politician.
And that's what they're supposed to do.
Yeah.
You gave them the opportunity.
Yeah.
So they have to take full advantage of it.
Yeah.
You know.
But they still not, and most of my guys don't do this shit outside of me.
Right.
But when they come fuck with me, they keep it real professional. Like, cause they know, like, I don't want to fuck me over. You know what I'm saying? He giving me a play here. This ain't what I want to do, but I like to do it. I'm not going to pursue this outside of this, but when I'm with him, I'm going to act like this is my shit.
Okay.
So that's like another thing. That's what I'm saying. Like, nobody's ever fucked me over on that level ever. Like, they've always done what they're supposed to do. They don't fuck the sets up. They don't do anything inappropriate. No dumb shit. Everyone's on point. And we all have a good ass time. Like, my sets be fun.
Oh yeah.
We be having a good ass time. Like, we don't be taking it too serious, and we get a good product. We get the shots we need. Everyone's having a good time. Because if this is what we love to do, let's love to do it.
Let's love to do it.
Yeah.
What's next for FhillyFlyBoy?
The movies.
The movies, and that's it?
Nah, not that's it. Definitely not that's it. But I've been transitioning towards movies for probably 5-6 years now. I'm a slow cooker. I cook it slow. I'm in no rush. Let me figure this out. Let me get comfortable, and because I'm not formally trained, so I have to kind of learn things as I go. And I take my time. Still doing the music video stuff. Always get calls for that. Probably, hopefully, within the next 5 years, I'll be at a point where it's like 90% film, and then 5% music videos that I hand select. Like you said, I can pick what I want because I hear it. You know what I'm saying? When I hear it, I'm like, that's one of the ones I need.
You have inspired so many up and coming videographers to pick up a camera and start doing videos. What advice would you give to the ones coming after them?
So I think there's something that stays true. Cameras change, people change, technology changes. The one thing that don't ever really change is you have to network. And if you are a videographer, a photographer, or you do artwork, network with your work.
Okay.
Use your work to network. You know what I'm saying? Don't tell me you're a videographer. Show me you're a videographer.
Right.
When you hit me up, don't say you're really dope with the camera. Show me that you're dope with the camera. Send me a clip. Send me a piece of work. Don't send me 100 fucking things. I'm doing shit. But I'll take that time to watch that clip or look at that photo or whatever. And that's what's going to make me decide if I fuck with you. The same way that everybody does. If you see something dope, who made that?
Okay.
Who did that? And so networking never changes. Everybody worries about the cameras and worries about, accolades and all this other shit. Like, if you network constantly, you're constantly reaching out to people and network correctly, not just hitting everybody up on some bozo ass shit. Hey, bro, I work for free. Nah, hey, bro, here's some of my work. Check it out. If you fuck with it, hit me. You know what I'm saying? Keep it player, keep it short, but show with the work. I'll never hire nobody ever if they tell me they're dope without showing me the work.
Right.
Because that sounds like some fraud shit.
Okay.
So network never changes. You gotta network and network correctly by using your work to get to work.
Okay. So how can the people catch up with you?
I mean, biggest platform for me is Instagram at PhillyFlyBoy, all spelled correctly, all one word, no caps, no spaces, PhillyFlyBoy. That's probably your best bet because I'm the most active on Instagram. That's the platform for me. But my YouTube channel, everything's PhillyFlyBoy. Just type in PhillyFlyBoy, all one word, no caps, no spaces on Google, and you'll see my YouTube channel and my Instagram are my top 2 searches. Boom, boom, you'll see. That's what it is. And the Instagram, I do a thing called Philly Facts where I teach a lot too.
Okay.
I show a lot of what I do. I explain why I do it. I'm not trying to teach people. I just tell you how I do things and then you take from it what you want.
Okay. Well, Philly, man, I hate that this has to come to an end, but this was a very, very intriguing conversation, man. It was a lot of information and gained a lot of knowledge. So I want to thank you for coming to the platform and sharing your story with us.
Yeah, and I appreciate you too. And it's different when me and you talk because you know me for some years too. So it's different than just a random person interviewing me because you're bringing up, you're talking about a lot of shit. So I appreciate the fact that me and you can chop it up on this kind of level because you have a little bit of a different perspective than a lot of other people because you've lived it, you've seen it with me.
Absolutely, from the bottom to the top, man.
Always.
And congratulations on the success. Thanks for tuning into the platform. Code Red, where there's smoke, there's fire. I'm the playmaker. That's PhillyFlyBoy. We out.